You not get in on it? We didn't invite you. I think everybody's here except for Claudia. Well, were you on there? All right, let's look Claudia in. With everybody. Slowly getting there. All right. All right, Mr. Baker.
Yes, sir.
If you would raise your right hand and be sworn. You swear or affirm testimony about to give me the truth, the whole truth, nothing but truth, so be God.
Yes, sir.
Right. And I do have a copy of the mental health assessment. I'm going to consider that for the purpose of this hearing. Dawn, did you want to call your client and testify?
I do. Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Mr. Baker.
Yeah.
You and I have spoken and met via video, correct?
Yeah.
And do you remember when we spoke that we talked about asking the court to release you on what's called a mental health bond?
Yes, ma'am.
And then after that, you had a couple meetings with personnel at the jail, or more specifically, Joseph Hill from the mental health division. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And during that interaction, you told Mr. Hill that you had been homeless for the past 2 years. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And that when you do have somewhere to stay, it's at the Bridge Homeless Recovery Center down in Dallas, correct?
Something like that. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If I'm incorrect, just let me know. Where do you normally stay when you are at a shelter? Which one?
I might try to stay at a motel or it's been at a homeless shelter.
Okay. And when you stay at a motel, who pays for that?
Somehow I get some money. Whenever I get a little money, I'll try to rent one.
Okay. And more specific to your medical and mental diagnosis, you believe that you were first diagnosed while you were in the Lou Sterrett jail back in 2010 with manic depressive bipolar features, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And that you were prescribed 3 or 4 medications, but you don't remember the names of those, correct?
That's correct.
And how long has it been since you've been on medication?
Since about last summer. It drives me out a great deal. So during the summer and the heat, I wasn't taking it because I was like, it just dried me out too much. It's a very dry medicine.
Dried you out too much.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are wanting, did you see Metro Care in Dallas? Is that where you wanted?
Yes, I think I've seen them before. And yeah, that would be it.
Okay, you do not have any family in the immediate area, correct?
No, ma'am.
The family member you had was your dad, and he is now deceased, correct?
Right, ma'am.
And you have a stepmother, but you're not close to her, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So there isn't anyone that you can go live with should the judge release you, correct?
No, ma'am.
And would we be asking the mental health division to help you get set up with Life Path? Do you know what Life Path is?
No, ma'am.
So I think I told you briefly, but it's been a couple weeks that Life Path is a mental health facility here in that services the Collin County area that would help someone like you get on your meds, stay on your meds, be accountable for your meds, and then find you hopefully some living arrangements, okay? And then assist you with what you might need. But it sounds like you're going to have that if you're released, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So are we asking the court today to release you on a mental health bond before the 90-day period expires for the district attorney's office to file the charges against you, which at this point are drug charges and may take longer than that? That sound familiar?
Yes, ma'am.
And we're telling the judge that we need assistance with removal, and we're asking for it now, and that it be ordered. And even though you may not get out today, because you won't, if judge allows it, we need to put stuff in place and move forward for you to get some help from Life Path. Now, are you telling the judge that you are willing to stay in the Collin County area to reap the benefits of those services?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you will need transport to wherever we may be able to place you, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
When's the last time you actually lived in a shelter and you stayed there?
Probably about 2010 or 2013.
So when's the last time you actually lived somewhere and you actually stayed in that location?
I think it was 2013.
Okay. So have you been homeless on the streets for the last 10 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you believe that medication will help you? Well, if you're prescribed medication, are you going to take it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And are you going to commit to staying in a shelter that Life Path and Miss Fox might be able to help you find?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You do understand that you will be beholden to this judge as well as Miss Fox. She's the lady on that's waving at you right now. You have to keep in touch with her on it might be a weekly or at least a monthly basis. You understand that?
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Okay, and if you don't do that, you're going to find yourself right back there wearing green again, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions for me or the judge?
No, ma'am.
Okay, I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Any questions from the state?
No questions at this time, Your Honor.
Anything else from the defense?
Judge, I'm just asking for him to be released and for us to be able to put a plan together for him to find somewhere to land here in Collin County. I'm wanting to get him. No, there's nothing else from the defense.
Right.
Sorry.
Anything else from the state?
Nothing else from the state, Your Honor. State closes.
All right. Any argument from the state?
The state would oppose the motion at this time due to the mental health assessment and for what appears to be a kind of lack of plan of where he's going to stay and get his treatment from.
I mean, the problem is there's not a plan. We don't know where he's going to live. We don't. I mean,
Right.
the paperwork says Metro Care because I'm assuming they assumed he was going back to Dallas County. But if you're talking about going Life Path, he'd have to stay up here somewhere.
Well, I mean, I think he can go to the bridge and he knows how to get to Metro Care. I just figured, since he's in our county, if I could get him in front of you, Judge, and get an order that should we put a plan in place with Life Path, with the medical, that it could be ordered and he could be released. And then at that time I can get with Miss Fox and we can work with the jail to do that. It most certainly is an option for him to be released and transported to the bridge and then set up with Metro Care. But I'd like to be more hands-on where this gentleman is concerned. And I would much rather do it rather than wait for 90 days and him to be released on a PR. It's going to happen and then not have any plan in place. So that's why we're in front of you today, Judge.
Well, we put plans in place when the plans will work. And I don't see this plan working because he doesn't have transportation, doesn't have a place to live. And I mean, if they don't get the case filed in time, he's gonna be released on a PR bond that he can comply with, because all he has to do is leave.
Yeah.
If we give him a bond with our conditions, he's not gonna be able to comply with them without a place to live and transportation. So even a phone, I mean, he'd have to have a phone even. So, I mean, I'm right now, without a better plan, I'm gonna deny the bond. If something down the road comes where we set up something where he can live and have people help him, maybe we reconsider it, but right now I'm gonna go ahead and deny the bond, okay?
Judge, I appreciate it, and I think Mr. Baker now understands how this all works now. Thank
Good
you.
luck. Thank you all.
All
Thank you,
right.
Judge.
Excuse your honor.
Yes, see you later.